right, so in this video, level 2 challenge 5, I'm going to show you how to do beveled text like you see here. So it says in this challenge, you're going to choose a favorite movie, TV show. I chose one of my favorite TV shows, The Amazing Race. A singer, a band, social media influencer, whoever, skateboarder, whatever it happens to be, athlete, okay, to use as your text and create a beveled text effects. It could be the name of a team or something, okay, the name of your favorite book or book character, something kind of from pop culture, okay? So we're going to open Pixlr. You have to insert a textured background image. So first you're going to have to go to Google, find an image and save it. Just do a search for textured background. I already did that. Then you're going to use the text tool to write your text. So I'm going to go to Pixlr and I'm going to go to open image. And I am going to find where my textured image is located. I'm going to do a gold one this time. I know I did blue before. Okay, and then I'm going to add a text layer. And I'm going to add text. I hate that my font defaults to this graffiti one. That makes me crazy, but oh well, I guess I don't have a choice, right? All right, so I'm going to type all in caps, the amazing, I have to spell it right, amazing race. You know what, I'm going to do a different one. How about that? Because I like Stranger Things, so I'm going to do Stranger Things. And then I'm going to change my font because that font is just awful. This doesn't have to be as thick as your other ones. I mean, we're still going to add something to it, but it doesn't have to be, I think, as you know, as hollow, I guess, as the ones we've been doing before. I'm definitely going to have to change the size of my text to make it smaller. So let's do that. I put Stranger Things. See, with that crazy font, I can't even read what I'm typing. Stranger Things, that looks better, right? Now, as far as your font color, I know I just changed mine to white, but if you go back and look, step 4 says customize the text to your liking, your font, your size, your format, your style. When choosing a color, choose something that complements your background and that would look cool if it were made metallic. So notice like above, I kind of chose a bluish, blackish color. So instead of white, I think I am better off going somewhere maybe in the like dark gold kind of area here. So maybe something maybe a little bit lighter. And I don't really want green. I'd rather have more yellowish than green, I think. I don't know, maybe somewhere over here. I'm going to go with that. Okay, and then I'm going to drag it to the center because I always like having all my stuff in the center. So use your guidelines, drag it to the center, and let's see where we left off here. Oh, the other thing I could do if I wanted to with my text is, let me go back to text. If I want to space out my letters a little bit, you can do that. Okay. All right. Let's go back to our instructions. And I did use the guidelines. Okay, we're going to rasterize, and then we're going to rename the layer. We're going to rename it original. So let's rasterize first. So let's go to layer, and we'll rasterize. I'm going to click my 3 little dots here, and I'm going to name this original. We know that that's our first layer. And now we're going to go ahead and do what's called our bevel effect, okay? So step number 8. Oh, we're already on 8. Choose filter, bevel, and adjust the size to your liking. So we're just going to adjust the size right now, nothing else. So let's go to filter, and we're going to go to bevel. And there are a lot of different settings. And I guess you could play around with them, but right now I would just kind of deal with size. And, you know, you can kind of see how beveled you want it to look. You know, you can kind of go along the spectrum here, you know, from nothing to, you know, how much gold would I still want in there, or do I want it to look all more metallic, and so on. So you're going to have to play around and decide what you want. I'm going to do something. I want to keep some of my gold. I like how that looks. So I'm going to click apply, and then I'm going to go back to my instructions. And where are we? Number 9, duplicate the layer, name it shadow-1. So let's go back. I'm going to click the 3 dots. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to click the 3 dots. And instead of original copy, I'm going to name it shadow -1 because we're going to do what's called a drop shadow on it. So step 11 says choose filter drop shadow, adjust the offset X and offset Y. That's where the shadow is in relations to your letters. So I'm going to go to filter and I'm going to go to drop shadow down here. And offset X is how far left and right your shadow is from your letters, and offset Y is how far up and down. So for instance, if I go to the negatives, notice my shadow is going way to the left of my letters, or the positives, they're going way to the right. And then the same thing with the offset Y. If I go to the negatives, my shadow goes up. If I go to the positives, my shadow goes down. So you can kind of figure out where you want your shadow to be. And then when you're happy with it, you can blur it out if you want to blur it a little bit. Click apply. And then we're going to go to, it says duplicate shadow 1, name it shadow 2, and adjust the transparency. This is going to give it a little dimension, a little bit of kind of 3D look more. So we're going to duplicate it. We're going to adjust our transparency to about 50%. And you can see it lightening already. Okay. And then I'm going to go back. We're at 13. Duplicate the original layer, name it light. Move it above the shadow 2 layer, and then check it so it is not hidden. Okay, it shouldn't be hidden. All right, so the original layer, we're going to duplicate it. We're going to move it. Oh, did I not rename this? We're supposed to rename this shadow 2. Okay, now I forgot what I'm supposed to do. Duplicate the original layer, name it light, move it above the shadow 2 layer. So move it all the way to the top. Okay. So let's move our original copy all the way to the top, and we're going to rename it light. Okay. What are we doing to that layer? Well, let's take a quick look. We're going to apply a bevel to the light layer. We're going to adjust the size, the shadow color, and the shadow opacity to our liking. Okay. So we're going to make sure that our light layer is selected. We're going to go to filter, and we're going to go to bevel. Okay, and remember, we are going to be adjusting the size, the shadow color, and the shadow opacity. Okay, so size, again, kind of the same way we did before. And then if we go down here, not the highlight color, but the shadow color. Okay, maybe I'm going to go somewhere in the orange gold. Click OK, and then the opacity. And then again, we can kind of play around with the size. Okay, that looks kind of cool to me. I like that. Okay, I'm going to go back. And then it says adjust the transparency of the light layer to about 50% to make it look more 3D. And again, this is always something that is just to your liking. If you end up looking at the transparency and the 50% doesn't look good, then just move it back. But this would lighten it. See how it just lightens it? So I can decide if I want my more gold back, or if I want more metallic back, or somewhere in between. Let's see, do I like the gold on there? Do I like the not gold? I think I like it maybe more like that. And then make any necessary adjustments to make your image look perfect. So is there anything else you want to do? Well, maybe I want to, there's some bright spots over here. Maybe I want to darken those. So I'm going to click on right here where it says dodge and burn. So I'm going to darken, and I'll leave it at mid because I'm going to change my brush size to something kind of big. I'm going to go like, I'm going to try like 100. And maybe I can darken these areas a little. Let's try, well, maybe my brush size should be bigger. I'm going to try 400. All right, so let me try highlights. Yeah, see there are highlights. Went a little bit. Shadow. Oh, you know what? I know I put on the wrong level. Let's go to background down here. Now I can darken it. See, so you can see how it's darkening a little bit. Let's try midtones. I just thought it was maybe a little too bright. Okay, so something like that. And then whenever you're happy with it, go ahead and save it, download it, and submit it. And that's it. Hopefully you did well.